All right, I think we are ready to start this show. I don't know about you, but I'm ready. Are you ready? What is going on, everybody? It is me. It is your old pal, the original gamer, Stevie Stroh. And
what kind of business is this?
guess what game we're going to play today? We're going to play one of my favorite games of the mid-'80s. And that game would be King's Quest I, Sierra Online's graphic adventure game in its original format, in its glorious format, as it was released for the IBM PC Junior and Tandy 1000. So let's go ahead and jump in and take a look at this iconic game. Okay, so one of the first things you're going to notice right now is this beautiful intro screen here. We kind of missed the music, so we're going to go ahead and start off the game now. So here we have the game. Oh, what am I missing here? Why is the game looking kind of wonky? All right, so hold on one second. I'm not seeing this properly in my software. It's looking kind of stretched out here. Okay, now it's looking good and full screeny. So let's go back here and let's look at this full screeny. All right, so here we go. And what's the speed like? Okay, so I think you can change the speed. And I think for now, so fast is too fast. Let's go back to normal. All right, so what was cool about this game? Well, what was cool about this game was the fact that it was a three-dimensional graphics adventure game. As you can see here, I'm walking behind this tree, and then if I come around here and I go like this, I will walk in front of this game. So this was pretty revolutionary, pretty groundbreaking, and unfortunately I have to keep this at a slow speed right now, because if I don't, it's going to go so fast that I'm not going to be able to control it. I believe these would also use the joystick as well, and maybe at some point in time I'll try it with the joystick. So the game is going to kind of unfold, and you're going to see the introduction to the game right now. But what was so groundbreaking about this was that, number one, this was a graphics adventure game. Now, graphics adventure games weren't new. Adventure games started off as text only, and then they kind of got into graphics modes. A lot of times they started off as kind of like a wireframe 3D, like some of your dungeon crawls, but they've had many versions and formats. But this one was pretty cool because it brought us a level of graphics and a level of color that weren't common to the PC. At this time, the PC was mostly a 4-color system, so this took advantage of the PC Junior graphics and the Tandy 1000 graphics that offered 16 colors on screen, which was pretty impressive. So the animation was really good for its time. The graphics were good for their time, and the music was absolutely phenomenal for its time. Now, this is still kind of a hybrid of a text adventure too, because there's certain commands you have to type in. So like right there, I just typed in open door. All right, now I'm in the hallway. Now these graphics, admittedly, not that impressive. Can I type in fast? All right, so I'm going to make myself go a little bit faster to get through here. Okay, now is it just normal? Change my speed. And I think we have to come up here and talk to the king. So you start off as what is known as Sir Graham. And this is you in your little feather cap here, and you must talk to the king. So I think one of the things you do is you bow. It is proper to stand directly in front of the king a few paces back from King Edward and address him as his eminence. A few paces back. Now do I bow? It is proper to stand directly in front of and a few paces back from King Edward when addressing his eminence. So a few paces back. Is this it here? Okay, there's where I bow. I bowed and I tip my hat. When you bow to King Edward, his pleased smile warms you. Ooh, thank you, King Edward. All right, so now I'm going to type in "Look, King." Okay, King Edward the Benevolent is a very wise but elderly monarch. His frail body is almost lost in the large throne. Do I talk to the king? Okay, and then here is the message. Now this is obviously way before we had digital speech and stuff, so there's a little bit of reading here. So let me see if I can read this to you. When you speak to King Edward, he sighs and said, "Sir Graham, I am an old man. I fear my end is near. I have chosen you to prove yourself worthy of the throne. As you know, our kingdom is weak and poor. I have knowledge of the existence of 3 things that would make our kingdom wealthy and strong. Somewhere within our kingdom there is a magic mirror that tells the future. There is a magic shield that will protect the bearer from mortal harm. And finally, there is a magic chest that is always filled with gold coins. Go, Sir Graham. Go and bring me back these treasures. If you succeed, you will inherit the throne. Wow. So your mission has been set forth. There are 3 items you need to find. Can I thank the king? You're welcome, Sir Graham. Why, thank you, your majesty. I will go forth on this noble quest, and I will try to regain our kingdom to its former glory. Or my name is not Sir Graham. Okay, so now we are leaving the king's castle. Not the most glamorous or glorious introduction to a game, a screen filled with text, but I think the game makes up for it. It's a pretty large world that you deal with. So okay, now I'm out here. One of your first perils that you have to be concerned with is just not falling off of this bridge and getting eaten by those crocodiles in the moat. All right, so I've just left the castle. Now, this is an interesting way this game plays out. Is you move from screen to screen. You know, it doesn't scroll, so it just switches screens. But these screens make up a mosaic of a fairly large countryside, and you kind of have to remember where you are, where you were, where you're going, and you can get confused very easy. Now, if you look online now, you can find maps of this where people have taken screenshots of all the different screens and put them together to make a map. So you can find those things. You can search for King's Quest stuff online. Okay, if I remember here, there's something in the ground. So look ground. You see nothing special. Okay. Look ground. Search ground. I don't understand search. Okay, I think this rock needed to be moved. Let's look at this rock. Look, rock. You see a large gray rock. Move, rock. This rock rolls downhill on you. Unfortunately, you are in the way. I just got killed. All right. Now, now there it is. There was something behind it. Now, this is the unfortunate part of this game, and what I just didn't do right here is I didn't do what I'm going to tell you to do when you play these games, and it is to save your game, and it is to save and save often. So now I have to restart the game. Okay, and guess what I have to do? I got to talk to the king all over again. So what I'm going to do is as soon as I'm done talking to the king, I will go ahead and okay, I can probably deal with fast. All right, so let's go in. All right, let's get up here. Let's go through here. Let's go through here, and let's stop. He's going a little too fast here. Bow. Okay, talk to king. Okay, we got the message. Okay, thank king. Okay, you're welcome. Now let's leave. And now let's try this again. And let's see if we can get through a couple of screens and ooh, almost freaking died right there. Okay, so I need to get behind here. Now let's go back to normal because unfortunately you move a little too fast and you can die. Okay, move rock. Okay, with a heave and a hoe, you manage to move the rock, revealing a dark hole underneath. Okay, so now I can actually look in the hole. Let's do that. Let's look hole. Oh, hold on. Somebody's chatting and I can't even see what you're chatting here. Sorry about that. Oh, God. Give me 1 second here. I just noticed that you're chatting and I can't see it on my screen. So hold on 1 second. Let me pull that up. Let me pull up the chat window where I can read it a little better. Unfortunately, those fonts were not showing up very well against the picture, so I couldn't see you. Bear with me 2 more seconds. Let me catch up to what you said. Okay, Zach is here. Hey, what's up? Zach. Okay, Zach, I see you. Okay, the randomest gamer is here, and he said hello and what's up a whole bunch of different times. And now I am saying hello right back to you, Zach. Sorry about that. Okay, so get dagger. Okay, you reach into the hole and you grasp the dagger, being careful not to cut yourself. And then you just got points. Let me do a save. You can't do that, at least not now. I think this is where we go to save. All right, save game. And I'm going to do a new save, and I'm going to call this one Got Dagger. Now, I am running this on an updated system, running it on a modern PC, And so luckily, my ability to save the game has been enhanced by the system that's running this. So it's a little bit better saving system than what we got before. All right, so I just got a dagger. Is it tab for inventory? Yeah, so now I see that I have a dagger. If I type in look, dagger. The handle is beautiful and carved. The blade is bronze and very sharp. Okay, so that is what my dagger looks like. Can I type in use dagger? What do you wish to do with it? So there's nothing I can do with my dagger right now. Let's look at this bush right here. Look at a bush. Okay, look, bush. You see nothing special. Okay, so let's continue to go in this one direction here. And what will happen is when you leave the end of the world, it'll wrap around and come back to the other side. So if I keep continuing to go left, I'll end up back at the castle again. Okay, here's water. And I cannot go through this water. I think if you go inside water, you can type the word swim. And then start swimming, but I'll just walk. Okay, so let me just do look. You need to be more specific. Look, lake. There is a serene mountain lake. Okay, actually, let me try it right now. Let me go in and let me type in the word swim. Okay, so now that I've typed in the word swim, can I do a dive? You can't do that, at least not now. Okay, so we're gonna swim across the lake here and take a look. Here's the other side of the lake. Nothing terribly exciting here, but let's take a look at these trees. I don't know why. I don't know if there's anything interesting in this tree. Let's take a look at the tree. Look, tree. This is a very beautiful tree. I agree with you. All right, so we're going to move on to another screen. Now, if I'm not mistaken, there's something hiding in one of these logs. This tree is a different color, so we'll take a look at this tree real quick. That is a very beautiful tree. Okay, and let's look at the log. And let me get behind the log. I don't know if it's going to roll over on me. I don't know what the heck's going to happen here. Look, log. It is only a rotted log. Look in log. It is only a rotted log. Okay, what about this one here? Would this one still be considered a log, or is this a stump? Look, log. Look, stump. From here you can see the stump is very old and nearly petrified. Okay. I'm not sure why, but I think there needs to be something in here. Okay, let me do it again. Look, log. Search log. No, I don't understand. Search. You don't understand it. Okay. Look, stump. From here you can see that the stump is very old and nearly petrified. Okay, so that's a complete waste of scenery. Now there's okay, so that's a rapid waterfalls. Now there are also certain screens that you will be on that will random creatures will kind of run out and either attack you, kill you, hurt you, or steal items from you. So sometimes when you enter a screen, you're going to hear music playing and you're going to see a little bad guy start running across the screen, and you've got very precious little time here. Let me type in swim. Okay, I don't want to get too close to that flowing waterfall there because I'm pretty sure that will kill me. All right. And over here, okay, your swift water pulls you down to your unfortunate demise. Okay, see, that is, that's another problem, right? So I've just died it. Okay, so we'll try it again and we'll go to the right. All right, so let's go back and let's restore game. And we'll go back to where we got the dagger. All right, since there's nothing exciting to the left, let's try going up. I don't know why, but I seem to remember there being one part of the map where there was something on the ground like that and there were pebbles that you were able to pick up. Okay, this tree looks interesting. Look, tree. It is a very large oak tree with branches stretching to the sky. Okay, can I climb the tree? Okay. Ooh, okay. Ooh, that's the golden egg. Okay, let me save this right now because I know I'm going to screw up. Okay. On tree. Okay. And this is where using the keyboard is very helpful because you kind of want to zigzag your staircase your steps up here. Okay, wow, this looks like a giant golden egg, does it not? Look, egg. The golden egg is smooth and shiny. Okay, get egg. The golden egg is too heavy. You almost drop it. Okay, now I have a golden egg. Look, egg. The smooth golden egg shines brightly in the sun. Okay, let's save our game. F5 to save. I'm going to save again. I'm going to put in here that I got the egg. And I got to leave it about 10 minutes. So this is a quick preview. And I do plan to do a proper series on this where I'll try to play through and There are 3 major items that you must get, so I'll probably do this like in a part 1, part 2, and part 3 as I get each item. So we'll see how that goes. In the meantime, I'm going to continue to go up. Okay. Look tree, probably nothing major there. It's a very pretty maple tree. All right, so we'll go up and let's take a look at the countryside. All right. This is the entrance to a mountain. This is going to actually take you to one of the things that you need to get. I'm not sure I want to do that right now. There's really no order to, okay, look stone, look rock. It's a very nice looking rock. Yeah. I don't think I want to go in here right now. I think this is the mountain path that takes you up high, and this does get you one of the, this might even be the one that takes you to the land of the giant. And the giant has one of the items you need to get. From what I remember, one of the things you have to do is you have to get the mirror from the dragon. There was something else you needed to get from the giant, and I don't remember what the 3rd item was or where I need to get it. But for right now, rather than trying to take on the actual mission, let's just walk around and explore the countryside a bit. Okay. I'm pretty sure that that water is also going to be bad for me, so I'm not going to enter it. So how about we go up? Oh, see? You see a cute little elf. Now, sometimes you'll find good characters. Okay, if he's bad, he would have ran up to me. Look, elf. Talk, elf. Okay, let me save the game here just in case he's bad. Okay, so I'm going to save this as met elf. Okay. So I'm going to walk over here to the elf again. Talk, elf. The elf, impressed by your friendliness, gives you a magic ring. Kind person, know that once, only once, this ring will make you invisible, he says, and then disappears. Ooh, that's cool. I just got an invisible ring. Let's save that. Got ring. All right. Kind of cool. Kind of cool. All right. So that's the thing. You will find some random other characters in the game. Some are good, some are bad. I know that one of them... Oh, here's a pot. I know that one of them is an actual witch, and I think that you actually have to go into the gingerbread house of the witch and push her into a fire to kill her and stuff like that. So there are ones that wander the lands. Okay. Look, bowl. It is very colorful ceramic bowl. Get bowl. Okay, you pick up the ceramic bowl. Now, one of the things you'll notice as I'm doing this too is that my score increases. As you pick up certain items, you do get score. You do get points for picking up items. I do now see that I have a bowl. So now if I type in look bowl, I will see a picture of it. Oh, you'll notice a word on the bottom of the bowl. It says fill. Okay, say fill. After uttering that strange word, the bowl starts quivering and immediately fills up with a delicious hot stew. Look bowl. The bowl is filled with delicious looking stew. Okay, let me save this game again. Okay, and got bowl with stew. All right, that's kind of cool. All right, so I got a magic bowl with stew. And you say the word fill and the bowl magically fills itself up with stew. That is kind of cool. Okay, this is the one where I think you can get pebbles from the shore. Okay, let's look sand. Look ground. Okay, look. You must be more specific. Okay, okay, look beach. The river is dangerous and powerful. There is a delta of pebbles on this edge. You grab a handful of pebbles. Now I see I have pebbles in my inventory. If I type in look pebbles, the pebbles are worn smooth by the raging river. Okay. One of the things you gotta remember when you're playing this game is you want to save and save often. So I just got some pebbles. How about we follow this river to the right now and see where it goes and see how the scenery changed. Now this was the first version of this game. This game came out, oh gosh, somewhere like 83, 84, something like that. The original version. And one of the cool things about this game is this game was actually commissioned by IBM for the PC Junior to be kind of a showcase product to show off that system's capabilities. The original IBM PC started off, you know, IBM stands for International Business Machine. So the IBM PC was definitely a business computer. Now, of course, there were color graphics, but the original color graphics adapter only offered 4 colors, and there was no real music synthesizer. It wasn't made for gaming. It wasn't aimed at entertainment. But of course, what do people do when computers come out? People are going to make games for computers. It is inevitable. So to be competitive with other less expensive home computers of the time as well, they came up with the PC Junior. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to cross this. So let me save this real quick. Okay. I'm going to call this Can I Cross? I don't know. Let's find out. Your swimming attempt proved fatal. The raging current drags you under. Yes, okay. So, whenever in doubt, save, right? You never know when something bad is going to happen. Oh, okay. So now I'm walking around. Now I'm up higher. So yeah, the PC Junior came out, and they were trying to, number one, be a little bit less expensive, be a little bit more user-friendly, and they added color. They added 16 colors, and they also added music. They added 3-voice music synthesizer, as well as a sound generator, where it can make like a sound, like you're going to hear sometimes the sound of me being in the water and stuff. That's kind of like a white noise generator. And so it really had 4 channels of audio, 3-voice music, kind of chiptunesy style music, and then a sound channel as well, and which was really impressive. And so the PC Junior tried to be an attractive product, but it kind of became a failure. Luckily for us, the good parts of the PC Junior were moved over to the Tandy 1000 that Radio Shack released, and that became an IBM clone that ran all the software. Hey, Logan's here. So the Tandy 1000 was basically the best of the PC and the PC Junior, and then this is really when these games started to take off as well, was that we had the 16 colors and the 3-voice music. So I'm going to try to save this real quick in case I die at the bridge, and I've got literally 5 minutes left before I have to go for now, but I'll be back. If you did like this and you want to see some more of this, I'll be back in about an hour. Leave some comments on the video after it's done, and I'll try to come back and play some more. I'm pretty sure one of these bridges, yeah, you start to cross the bridge and a wretched troll appears. Okay, look, troll. This is the ugliest, meanest troll you have ever seen. Talk, troll. The troll demands a treasure for passage across the bridge. Okay, I'm not going to cross that bridge right now. Now, I was talking about the points, too. Now, see, this is that noise that I was talking about, the white noise. That what you're hearing right now, that was the noise channel. It wasn't a music channel, it was a noise channel. And you heard things that would sound like, that noise was used for like engine sounds, for water wave sounds. It was used for like applause sounds. Maybe this is the one where I can look at the stump or look at the log. So yeah, this is this game series. This was the first one. This was King's Quest. It was so popular. I thought the troll wanted 3 riddles. I'm not sure about that in this game. Who the heck knows? Okay, look, tree is an attractive meadow. Okay, look, stump. It is old and rotted. Look, log. Search. I don't think it understands. It doesn't understand search. Okay. We'll go to the right if I can. I'm going to go to the right. Oh, this is fairly empty here. So a lot of this country is really empty, but there are certain areas where you have to search for things. There are things that are going to be hidden in the game. There are bad guys that will try to get you. There are certain riddles, and see, this is the witch's house here. Okay, so we're going to save this right now. We're going to save at witch's house, and this might be where I wrap up the video. Okay, okay, witch's house. Okay, so let's look at the house. Look house. Okay, this is the sweetest little gingerbread house you have ever saw. The walls are cake, the roof is frosting, the chimney looks delicious, and the candy path and cookie fence are unbearably tempting. Okay, knock on door. There is no answer from inside the house. Open door. Okay, surprise, surprise, the wicked witch is home, and now she's after you. Ah, see, that's also a problem. That's a random situation. Sometimes you go in there, she'll be there, sometimes she won't. So let's try it again. I don't know if I can just come and go or if I have to leave the screen and come back. Eat the house, Logan says. Okay, see, now she's not here. Okay, look. Okay, you need to be more specific. Let's save it right now as we're inside witch house. Inside witch house. Okay. Let's look at the fire. Look, fire. You see nothing special. Okay, this looks like cabinets. Okay, look, cabinet. Open cabinet. Look, cabinet. You see a shelf with a delicious piece of Swiss cheese. Get cheese. Close cabinet. Okay, now we need to go into her room before she gets here, and there is a trick where you have to try to push the witch into the fire to defeat her. Alright, so now we're going to look at her room. There's something sitting on the table here, so let's look at the table. And right now she won't see us because we're in here. So it's also a timing thing. You won't always get it. Okay, so look table. Okay, there's a note. Look note. It is written in a familiar language. Get note. Okay, read note. The note reads, sometimes it is wise to think backwards. That's actually a clue for later on. Later on, you're going to meet Rumpelstiltskin, and he is a dude who has a riddle for you, and the word he's looking for is his name spelled backwards. Okay, in which house got note? All right, so now what I'm not sure of is, will the witch just show up now or not, or do I just need to leave and come back? All right, so right now I don't see the witch, so maybe we will come back later. Now, right now, if the witch was to enter the house and see me here, she would throw me in jail and the game would be over. So we're going to leave the room for now, and we'll come back later. All right, so we've just left the lovely witch house. And so, yeah, as you can see here, it's a really interesting game. These games were like on floppy disks. You had to boot up into DOS and then put in the game disk and run it off of the game disk. Uh-oh, see? Okay, that is a wizard. I just ran into a room and the wizard was randomly there. Not a room necessarily, but an area, right? So sometimes you'll run into an area and a random bad guy will be there. Yeah, see, there he is. And when that guy comes, he will immobilize you and steal one of your items. So what else was I going to say before I have to go here? Look at the score here, right? So you get points for doing certain things. And a lot of times there are puzzles in the game or objectives in the game that have multiple ways to be solved, and you are rewarded based on which way you pick. Sometimes there's an easier way to do it that's worth less points, and there's a harder way to do it that's worth more points. But these games were years before the internet, years before strategy guides. You had to figure these things out. You had to play time and time and time and time again and figure things out. And if you finally finished the game, you would see what your score was, but that score might not have been the maximum score. So it's really kind of interesting. So these games were really, really groundbreaking, very legendary. And so this was the first one. The company is Sierra Online who made this game, and Sierra Online, Sierra Nevada, which I guess is California West Coast, they made a lot of games for the early systems like the Apple II and other things like that. So Sierra Online was making home computer games for a while. They were kind of well known and well respected, and so IBM came to them and said, we want you to make a game for our PC Junior to showcase our graphics and sound that we have. We want the killer app. We want the game that's going to sell 1,000 systems. Now, unfortunately, it didn't work for IBM's favor, but these games would live on. This was the first game, King's Quest. Later it would be called King's Quest 1, and there was King's Quest 2, 3. I think there ended up being 7 different King's Quest games. They gradually got better. The graphics got better. The music got better. These games actually drove the sales of music sound hardware for the PC, because well, the original PCs didn't have any sound capability whatsoever. It was a little speaker and it sounded like crap. It was beeps and boops. The Tandy 1000 version of these games had the 3-voice music, which was absolutely amazing. And then by the time King's Quest 4 came out, the graphics were really good. They did a higher resolution version of this 16 color screen, and then they started pushing newer computer sound options. One of them was the Ad-Lib synthesizer, which would later become the Sound Blaster. Another one was the Roland MPU 301 MIDI thing. So they were one of the first games to use MIDI music, and they actually would push the sales of MIDI hardware and MIDI systems and stuff. So Sierra Online was able to, because their games were so good and so popular, they were definitely able to sell hardware. Unfortunately for IBM, that hardware did not end up being the PC Junior, but as the PC clones, and who has an IBM PC anymore? I don't, right? But they ended up selling things that people would buy to take advantage of all the things their games had to offer. I remember buying the ad lib synthesizer and hearing this music, 11 voices of music. It was a Yamaha FM synthesizer. It was Nirvana for the time. King's Quest IV had an incredible soundtrack. King's Quest led to another great series I love, which was Space Quest. Space Quest led to Police Quest, and there were a lot of these different games that were in the Quest series that Sierra would release, and they're just fun. They continued to evolve and get better. Every now and then you had one that jumped the shark. So with the King's Quest franchise, there were a few that are not as well beloved, but I would definitely say the first 4 were rock solid. There was even another one, I don't remember if it was 5 or 6, but it was released during the time of like Windows 3.1. And if you had the Windows version, you actually saw animated faces of the people talking, and they actually had recorded dialogue of the people talking. And for that particular version, they had actually hired Robbie Benson to be the voice of the prince, because this was right around the time the cartoon came out from Disney, Beauty and the Beast. And Beauty and the Beast was so popular, Robbie Benson did the voice of the prince, who was the Beast. And so like, well, let's get him for our game. And so it was that big that they were doing that kind of stuff. They were trying to be on par with Disney. It was actually pretty cool stuff. So this is a huge page from PC Gaming History Book here. I love these types of games. I've been wanting to play these games on my channel for a long time. So this is your first peek at what will eventually become a series. I will eventually play through King's Quest 1 in about 3 or 4 or 5 episodes. Then I'll go to King's Quest 2 for a handful of episodes, King's Quest 3, and then I'll hit the Space Quest and so on. So I do want to do a series of these classic Sierra Online graphics adventures games. So I hope you did enjoy this peek. I hope you enjoyed the peek, but I gotta go, people. So on that note, I have been the original gamer, Stevie Stroh. If you enjoyed this video, do me a favor and smash that subscribe button. If you got something you'd like to say, throw out a comment. I really appreciate it if you could share this video with your friends. Tell your friends about my channel. Tell your friends about my videos. Help me grow my audience. I gotta get the hell out of here. We'll see y'all later. Peace out. Keep on gaming, everybody. Bye-bye. May the force be with you. And say no to drugs. All right, guys, we're out of here. Bye-bye now.